What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to Stranded Alien Dawn. It's been about a month since I've done a recording, so bear with me if my commentary is a little bit off. So, since the last time I've done my recordings, a lot has gone on in my life and in the life of my country. So currently we're in the middle of a government shutdown, which is affecting our U.S. military men and women, which nobody seems to care about. Our military is going unpaid. Their children's after-school programs are shut down. All because of the Republicans claiming it's a Democratic shutdown. The Democrats are claiming it's a Republican shutdown. Honestly, who cares who's to blame? What needs to happen is we need to put aside our differences. And we need to make sure that the men and women defending our country, the ones making sure that we remain a republic, are taken care of. Because without those very needed monetary, subsidies, there would be no military, meaning we would have no freedom. We would have no nothing. And honestly, if you don't pay our military, they're bound to do a military coup and take the country over. And then it goes from being a republic to a military state. Is that what we want, America? We want the military to take over? Because I can tell you what's going to happen if the military takes over. As an ex-military man myself, you can expect conscription to take place. No, who cares about a draft? Everybody will be forced into at least 4 years of servitude in the U.S. Army or any of the other respective forces, potentially being stuck there for the rest of their life. So with that said, do you really want to do that? I wouldn't mind. Being a 100% service-connected disabled veteran, I wouldn't mind it. I would really love to fight for my country again. But that's not in the cards for me, as my body is unable to allow me to do such. So, in my last month since I've been off, I've been extremely busy. I got my DoD ID. It's a Department of Defense ID for service-connected veterans like myself, people who are rated either at a bare minimum of you have to be either 100% service-connected disabled or be paid at the 100% service-connected rate in order to get this ID, which I qualified for. I have my DoD ID. I went and I got my driver's license updated to have veteran put on it, as well as my donor tag, as I do want to be a donor again. There was some time where I put all that aside, but if I end up dying in a car crash, I want my body to go to some sort of good. I've got organs that aren't going to be used. Least I can do is help somebody else's life, So I went and did that. Been going further and further into debt, trying to get my child and her needs taken care of. She's a level 3 autistic, you guys. She's not nonverbal. She used to be nonverbal. She's still nonverbal in the sense that you can't carry a conversation with her. You can't ask her how she's doing and her give her a response. We've been trying to work on basic things like point to what you want to eat. Say the word of what you want to eat. You want popcorn, say popcorn. You want to paint, say paint. Simple one-word commands to let us know what she wants. She's 6 now, mind you, so we're a little bit behind, and I've been going thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in debt, trying to get her the help that she needs. My insurance company is going down the drain. As a 100% service-connected veteran, my wife and daughter received CHAMP VA. But here's the kicker. Half of the services that used to be allowed by CHAMP VA are gone. Yeah, I can't even get simple child's Tylenol or acetaminophen anymore. No, I have to come out of pocket, as that is viewed as an over-the-counter medicine. So if my kid gets sick, I come out of pocket, which honestly used to be paid for. But, our country's going down the toilet really fast. There's not much else that we can expect from them, I guess. Let's see, what else? So I did learn that since I do have my DoD ID now, which is a lifetime card, I don't have to get it updated. So long as I stay at the 100 rated disability rating, I can live on post. Yeah, I can live on a military post if I want to. Had no idea, you guys. And honestly, that excites me. Living on base again. There are more rules and regulations that you have to follow, but because of such, you know, crime rate, it's non existent. If you do crime, you usually end up paying for it in one way or another. Usually, you're losing ranks and whatnot. Article 15, lose rank, do field work, fill sandbags for a month. Yeah, so you have that as a military man to worry about. You know, if you commit a crime, it's not just you committing a crime. That's your career that gets put on hold, more or less, until everything gets sorted. So, living on an American post would be amazing. Like I said, there's literally no crime. The base is guarded. Nobody comes and goes without the ability to come onto the post in the first place. Anybody who comes onto that post is documented, so if something happens, well, they know exactly who is on the base, and by process of elimination, we can get to the right person. There's cameras everywhere. Now, me being me, I smoke a ton of herb, so I would have to sacrifice, all of that, as, cannabis is federally illegal, meaning even if me being a disabled veteran living on an American base, I wouldn't have access to my medication that keeps the dreams at bay. And by dreams, I was an airborne infantryman. You can use your imagination. But my dreams aren't pleasant. Oh no. That's another sacrifice we make that most people take for granted. I haven't had a decent night's sleep, so I can't remember when. It's been way too long since I've had some sleep. But who cares about me and my sleep, right? I honestly don't. Sleep deprivation is something that I've grown accustomed to. It's something that I picked up while in the service. Okay, I need to do something real quick. And that is go ahead and garrison up my units. And then we're going to grab my people, put them up on the roof. We're going to spread them out. That way, I can get the enemy to go left and right, and potentially not towards my center. This part right here is very, very weak. And it's a huge target for the enemy. So once I get the rest of the base caught up, I'm going to focus on this strip. Just this strip. Right there. I'm going to get that to the highest tier that I can. I'll even make carbon nanotubes if I have to. Alright, let's get them garrisoned. Let's get my units to their beds. And then get them onto the roof. Give them a short nap. And speed up some time. Here we go. And so I've got some of my Air Force moved up over here. The reason I'm moving the Air Force to the front of the base, well, flat cannon coverage. If I were to put my troops back here like they were, and a rear attacking enemy comes this way, they're going to target these first. Like flyers and such, instead of coming over here to this. This is where I want everybody to come. I want them to focus the traps, The only way to do that is to grab everybody and then bring them up to the roof. I want to go this way. Are you serious? Draft everybody. There we go. That's what I was trying to do initially, game. Good job. Thank you for responding correctly. So that's another thing, you guys. I'm gonna try and focus more on self. What's the right terminology here? When something happens in the game that doesn't go correctly, I'm not gonna blame the game anymore. And I'm maturing a little bit in that aspect. I've begun to understand that I am to blame for my failures. I don't blame other people for my failures. I learn from my failures. I evolve, and I move forward, as we all should. My life is too short to blame everybody else for your problems. I mean, we are our own architects of our happiness. If you're not happy, it's because you're not doing something correctly. And by me not being happy about this wall means I need to navigate a better way about it. So, as you can see, they do focus that little part right here. Because it gets stuck right here for a little bit. So with nothing else to do, they pick on the wall. But they still do continue to plow through the traps, as you see. It's all about position with these guys. Like if I were to take my units and put them right here, the enemy would literally just walk all the way through to get right here. If I bring my units and I put them in here, the bugs will target this wall structure right here. And this will get broken like almost instantly. As you can see, they've already begun to break it, and some of the smaller ones are starting to come through. So let's go ahead and allocate my people into the trench wall here. Let's get them where they're supposed to go. That way, I don't have to deal with all of these. And so I'm going to put them over here. That way, the enemy has to go back and forth because they're about to literally swarm me right here in the choke point. As you can see, Vincent and Yoko are already taking damage as we speak. Just bring them over here as fast as I can. Hopefully none of them are bleeding too profusely. Let me bring my people here. That way they can start shooting as they round the turn. Come on, engage the enemy, please. And then we slowly retreat as they continue to get stuck. I'm going to try and keep a couple trap protective bubble here. What are you doing? Go here then. Sorry, I had to get him out of danger. He was literally just standing here in the midst of them. Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Okay, so let's continue to whittle down these remaining few bugs here. The babies who are literally already bled to death. I could hit them with a stun rifle and kill them, or the pulse rifle. Okay, and then now we begin to make our recovery. We've got these big boys here to annihilate. So let's focus right here. Get them murdered. And while they're taking care of all of that, I need to watch their health very, very closely. Because these enemies are extremely ruthless. It's only a matter of seconds before they decimate one of my individual's health, depending on how severe the bleed damage is. So let's go ahead and undraft, as they should all die now to bleed damage. These ones right here are currently stunned, so they're going to go away because I'm going to kill them. I could leave them, I really could. And what would happen is they would just backtrack through the traps and they would run away and go away as it's been too long of an attack. But like I said, let's go ahead and send the Air Force after them and get them annihilated. And while that happens, let's take a look at our survivors. Our survivors' health is very crucial here. It's like paying our military, okay? Without the military's money, there is no military. Without my survivors' health, there are no survivors. Gotta take care of the important things in life, you guys. Even if it doesn't seem like it's an important thing, it usually is. Usually everything in life is very important. Don't skip over it. Never. Alright, let's see. I've got 3 injuries. One's Ken, one's Vicente, and one's Yoko. Yoko's on the mend. It looks like Vicente is still awaiting treatment. Nope, here comes Rita. Which means it's just Ken awaiting treatment from Katina, our best healer. Perfect. Everybody besides Ken is on the mend, but he will be on the mend here really soon. There he goes. Boom. As I say it. Wait, so Ken's back. I need to allocate somebody. And by allocate somebody, I mean Ken and Ascente. They're going to do some construction work. And by construction work, yes, I mean this up here. As well as reworking this down here. You know what? I'm going to get the walls done before I rework the interior. Yes. I was about to upgrade this little hallway here, and this one as well, as I want to get all of this upgraded to concrete as quickly as I can. But this needs attention. Really needs attention. And we went dumb. So yeah, when they get stuck here and there's nothing else to do, they'll pick on the walls, which the interior walls here, I'm gonna leave these wood. The reason being, well, you see how much they like to pick at the wood. So wood is a very easy resource to get my hands on, and with the size of my traps here, they're really easy to fix. Very, very minimal cost. Now, if this was concrete or even carbon nanotubes, it wouldn't get repaired. Nope. I can't even get my walls built. So what makes me think I can get these repaired? No. So, like I said, I'll probably just do this one line here, all the way to carbon nanotube, just to keep the enemy away from it. I might also remove some of the fast travel gates, like this one right here, and just have it be a full wall, because I do have other means that I'm creating to come in and out of the base. As you see, I've already created this direction here, which would allow me to come out this way. I have an access way out that way, and I have an access way out that way. So I theoretically could remove these little gates, and those gates have less HP than the rest of the wall. So those are primarily the first target that gets hit. So I want to try and avoid that. Take a look at my farm. Everything's coming along. Okay. I'm very satisfied with what's going on here so far. Now, this is the 4th time I've tried recording this video. Since I do have the luxury of having pre-recorded content on the channel until November, I'm being a little bit more picky with my content creation. Since I do have that buffer, I want to create content that is worthy of your viewing time. I don't want to just be sitting here talking about random nonsense, playing a game. I don't really find enjoyment in that. Well, I can play a video game by myself, all day, every day with very minimal distraction. What am I trying to say here? That's not what I was trying to say. Brain, function, please. Alright, so I can sit here and play a video game just fine. But when I want to do recordings like I would do here, I need to make sure that the commentary is good enough. Which, the beginning of this video was a bit rough. I will admit. But that's how I feel about things, you guys. And you know me. The things I feel strongly about, I'm going to voice those opinions. As is my God-given right as an American citizen. It's one of my freedoms, the freedom of speech, which people try to take away every single day. But it is my right. I fought for it. I'm going to use it. The American people get to use it because I fought for it. So, with that said, I'm going to speak my mind about things. I don't like to go political, and I don't like to go religious very often, if at all, because all it does is drive a wedge between the viewer, potential other viewers, and the person making the content. For instance, if I were to come out and say, oh, I'm a Republican, or oh, I'm a Democrat, that's already half of the population that's going to push me away because I claim a political party. Like I said, I'm down the middle, okay? I will vote for Republican just as fast as I'll vote for Democrat. I have just as many Republican views as I do Democratic views. Now, here's the weird thing about that, okay? So, the Democratic view, I believe in gun control, 100%. I believe we need more laws, more regulations, more everything. But I don't believe that you should take away my right to own a rifle. I don't believe that you should, limit myself to what I can equip to said rifle or pistol. but I do understand some of it. We don't need to be putting blicks on our, or we don't need to be putting switches on our pistols, turning them full auto, so you can just dump a whole mag into a cop. I get that. I get it. The American people, we're a violent people. We have more guns than citizens. We're a gun-toting, angry civilization that is more than willing to fight you over anything. That's America. That's what we were started on. No militia, the right to bear arms. And thank God we've had some good leaders as well. Our first leader, George Washington, our first documented leader, George Washington believed that the president should be limited to 2 terms. He could have been a president his whole life, but then he felt that the American people would have looked at that as just another form of a new king, which we were trying to get away from, which we're still trying to get away from, which is why we have a president who's elected to 2 terms, 2 maximum terms of 4 years apiece, giving you a combined 8 years. For some reason, people think he could still do more than that. Only Roosevelt did more, and that was because of some very, very messed up things going on in the world. He had to not only deal with World War II, but he had to worry and deal with the Great Depression at the same time. Like just back to back. So the American people elected him because he was doing a phenomenal job. And when you don't have enough men and women to vote, well, the vote kind of just goes to crap. But we have laws and regulations, standards that limit us to our 2 4-year terms as a president. I feel that Congress and Senate and the House should all follow those same rules. Like I said, there's a guy in office which the Republicans are claiming he is the problem that is he's responsible for the shutdown. Schumer, whatever his name is, he's been in Congress for 44 years. I'm 38, mind you. This man has been in office for 6 years longer than I've been alive, creating laws and regulations from a bygone era, more or less. We have an old man and making laws and dictating the American dream. And mind you, this old man lived in an era where you could take $200 and fill your entire trunk with groceries. You could fill your entire trunk with groceries with $20 during his childhood. Everything was easy come, easy go, cheap, readily available. And now, you can't even go to a GameStop to try and get a Pokemon card because the scalpers got them all. Like, that's the kind of world we live in. Greed has taken over. There is no more surplus. That's gone. Those days are gone. We've already overpopulated the world to that point. Now, I'm not saying we need to do some sort of population control, but with the way things are going, I'm kind of happy that they're going the way they are. Japan is, I'm not saying I'm happy about this with Japan, but Japan, their birth rate is dropping. Other countries are following suit, which means less children on the streets, which I'm sad to see, but at the same time, I'm happy to see. I'm sad to see it because that means there's going to be less children in the next generation, and then potentially less and less and less. Bringing our population back down, that limits the genius that can be born. Because there are some geniuses that are born every single day. My daughter, level 3 autistic, is brilliant. Like, she may not be able to communicate with me, but this little girl can pick up a tablet and do some crazy things with it. She can pick up anything, mind you. She can pick up anything and run. She's 6 years old, can't talk, but she can read. Yeah. She knows what the words mean. She can read at 6 years old. Self-taught, because I didn't teach her how to read. My wife didn't teach her how to read. Self-taught how to read. So my child is brilliant. She's also musically oriented, which is another thing that the autistics, children with autism have a chance of getting, which I don't think my child has savantism. but she shows signs of it. She's just absolutely brilliant in everything she touches, and I cannot wait to see her development as a young woman. I really can't. I have hope for the future when I look at my kid. I have hope for the future when I look at all the kids. And then I go on Twitter and I watch all the kids beating each other senseless. People ganging up on one another. Kids getting jumped in school for no reason. Kids minding their own business getting jumped in school because of, I don't know. No, he's got a camera. Let me try and get internet famous. Yeah, that's why kids are doing it nowadays, I guess. Let's try and get some clout. Ho, 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 ho. We took 5 kids and jumped this one white boy. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, real funny. Real mature. Until a little old white boy, comes and shoots the school up. Because that's usually what happens. The white boy gets ganged up on, and then he grabs the switch and shoots the people that used to gang up on him. And then those bullies are no longer alive. I don't know why nobody else can see what I see. A little confusing, to me anyway. I'm able to see things for how they are. I'm able to read people, I guess. It's not something I'm happy about. I don't like, walking into a room and being able to read people. This person's a dickhead. This person's got, trauma. This person, if I talk to him, he's probably gonna be a dickhead just because of the way he carries himself and how he dresses. And I'm able to read the room. I'm able to read people. And I don't know, it's just getting harder to read people, I guess. I used to be able to read people like a book, and now I look at somebody, it's like, okay, this person's probably a good person, then they do things that contradict it. Like, it's like America has lost its values, it's lost its morals, it's lost its compass. People are just floating upstream without a paddle. And the current's taking them wherever it wants. That's what I see when I look at the American people right now. They're lost. Nobody's guiding them. They've got a Secretary of War who can't even do a push-up. Yeah, I watched the Secretary of War's little PT thing, the 50 pull-ups and the 100 push-ups. The man couldn't even do a proper push-up. Like, if I was there sitting and counting for him, it'd be up, down, 0, up, down, 0, up, down, 0. He's not even fully extending his arms, okay? He's not even doing a proper push-up. He's doing a half push-up. I call them baby push-ups. It's where you barely get any movement, but your body's still moving. Okay, you're not going all the way down, you're not coming all the way up, but you are getting some range of motion. But for a push-up to count in the military, especially for a PT test, you got to go all the way down, all the way up, which he didn't even hit 1. So how he's a Secretary of War is beyond me. Okay, if you can't even pass a PT test, how can you dictate other people's PT test scores? How can you dictate the fitness level of American servicemen and women? And then in that same video, I'm watching this woman. There's a beast of a female soldier just pushing out these pull-ups. She's doing like chin up, not actual pull. She's doing the harder version, and she's just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. She's making the Secretary of War look bad. And then you have the Secretary of War saying, "Oh, our servicemen and women need to be held to a higher standard," and then he deploys the Green Buffet. I mean, the plus size patrol. I mean, the Texas National Guard. The nasty girls. Yeah, he sent them in, and after bringing in every single high command officer to a meeting, he sends the biggest boys that we got to Chicago. Like, you're not practicing what you're preaching, bud. You're showing us everything that contradicts it. And yeah, the man couldn't even do a single push-up. I mean, you're, what, 42? I'm 38. I can do a push-up. I'm disabled, and I can do a friggin' push-up. I'm disabled, and I can do a chin-up. I can do a pull-up. I can't do very many, as I am disabled. My back is torn up, so I get one in and it's done. That, and I haven't worked out in 12 years. No, I haven't worked out since 2008. How long is that? Almost 20 years. Yeah, almost 20 years I have not worked out, you guys. But I can still do 50 push-ups. I can still do a couple pull-ups. not working out, disabled, fat, out of shape. And then you got a guy who's supposed to be our Secretary of Defense, our Secretary of War now, I guess is what they're calling him. So stupid. Yeah, Secretary of War when we're not at war. Yeah. Ooh, excuse me. When he's not even in charge of the war effort. No, that's the president's job. And he's the Secretary of Defense. We got to give him a new title. So stupid. That's the things that my country would rather do than pay their servicemen and women. They'd rather dilly-dally so that Congress can continue to collect their paychecks while the ones defending our freedoms, guarding our gates, watching our shores and our airspace, they get to suffer. And for what? For the American people to sit here and squabble, to blame one side and the other side blames the other when nobody wants to take accountability for their own actions. Man, America, I used to hold you to a higher esteem. You just let me down on every turn. Disabled veteran can't even get medical for his, disabled daughter. Yeah. The men and women who protect our country, their children can't even get after school activities. That's the world we live in, you guys. One where the politicians come first, not the people who really matter. The American people, the ones who elected these morons into office and continue to elect these morons into office so that they can continue to push their own agendas for their own personal gain. They don't care about you, America. They don't care about your necessities. Not when they're making $197,000 a year. Why would they care about you? So that's how I feel, you guys. I guess that's how I'm always gonna feel. I'm always gonna feel that our country could do better. I'm always gonna hold my countrymen to a higher standard. We're supposed to be the United States. We're supposed to be the greatest country in the world. And we can't even, agree over common things. Ooh, some animals are dying. Very nice. All right, so we got music night coming up. Let me see how long I've been recording for. 33. That's not too bad. So I got everything I wanted to say off my chest, more or less. This is my 5th time recording this video. Yeah. Again, if I don't feel like the commentary is up to par, or at least what I want it to be, I'm gonna delete the video and restart. This is my 3rd time tonight. Hold on. Ooh, I hope I was able to mute that in time. Oh, that sneeze hurts so bad. Ooh. All right, enough of the political shenanigans. Let's try and figure out what I'm doing here, what we're doing with the base. So it looks like the wall is finally coming to place here and there. Not a whole lot of it, but some of it's coming together. So yeah, still need to resupply this section. I more or less had to rebuild some of this. Some damage from the bug attack. You can see some wood sitting over here. I don't really care about you. Alright, so yeah, the wall is finally coming together. I didn't even realize this had gotten, hit over here. Alright, where are they coming from? Okay, just had to make sure that wasn't one of my people. Or them, So, first things first. Let's garrison the bots. I don't have resources to repair these bad boys, so... get them going here. Sorry about the sniffling. I really don't understand my body. It's like it knows when I'm gonna do a recording, and my nose has to run every single time. I don't get it. All day, you guys. All day. Not even the slightest little wetness to my nose. And then the second I grab my controller, open the floodgates. Give me 1 second. I need to go blow my nose. This is nonsense. Alrighty, there we go. Well, let's see what's going on over here. I'm about to just kill up all these things. They're just, yeah. I'm just gonna kill them all off. I'm done with these animals. They just want to break everything. I'm over it. Same with over here. I'm just gonna grab you all and slaughter. And the same with my shogus. I'm just gonna slaughter them. They're taking up time and resources that I don't have. My bots are good. Let's grab everybody and bring them up onto the roof. Okay, so the first units have already begun to wander their way over towards my traps. Let's get the time sped up a little bit. As my people continue to maneuver over to this left flank, the bugs will continue to push their way through. So that was another death over here. That's fine. We're about to get working on this over here in a minute. But until then, I have a massive swarm to deal with. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put Ken right here. Where are my pulse rifles? Okay, I got a pulse rifle user right here. I'm gonna put right there. And then I've got a pulse rifle user right here. And I'm gonna put him right there. Okay, now that I have my sniper units, Edmund, put you here. I'm gonna grab Yoko. Put her right here. And grab Samantha, and I'm gonna put her right over here. Who else do I have? I have another sniper rifle, so again, let's just put him right there. And then he's got a pistol as well. So he's useless. We're just gonna put him up here with the rest of them. So I've got Simon and Katina right over here. For when they get a little bit closer, I can hit them with the pulse rifles and potentially stop them in this sector and let the snipers pick at them. Go ahead, speed up to that third level of speed. Take a look and see what's going on here in the traps. Just want to make sure that they are doing what I intend them to do. Whoa, 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 whoa. Edmund, dude, no. Get over there. I'm just going to wait for Rita to wake back up so I can grab her. I'm going to leave her up here as well. But cannot take my eyes off the enemy. Not for a moment. Rita, would you be so kind as to wake up for me? I need you awake, okay? I need you to be awake. I need the extra firepower. Thank you. No, she's still asleep. She's just waking up though. Draft. Go here. That's the furthest they've actually gone. They went past. Never mind. They broke through. Alright, now here's where the fun begins. See what I'm able to do with one pulse rifle and a bunch of snipers. And they still have this section here to work around. Yeah, I think I'm going to deconstruct these little gates here. And I'm going to replace them with fortifications. So I I really need to pay attention to this area right here, as well as the numbers. I am noticing that they are dropping relatively fast. However, they still have just this little section here to maneuver through. So if I don't get them to about 40 by the time they hit this, it's game over. 35, okay. We're almost at that 40, and there we go, we got 40 left. Looks like we're gonna make it. Oh yeah. And then since there's literally just 9 left, let's go ahead and... And we'll hunt these ones. Oh, there are brood mothers, hold on. I need to hunt the brood mothers. Those are the annoying ones. These have ranged abilities, and while they're concussed like this, I'd rather take advantage of it while I can. It's like an orbital, just raining hell upon them from the sky. It's great. Okay, so deconstruct that, and then I'll replace that as soon as it gets removed. No, Vicente, I need you to handle this. Get rid of the fence. Okay, and let's go ahead and replace with a wall. Boom! Now we shouldn't have any weak points to our armor. They still might target. They still might. But, you know, they only target the gate, as you can see. So hopefully everything's taken care of now. Ooh, here we go. Alright, Samantha, you aren't going to be taking care of the traps. You... Okay, so that's going to be one downside. I'm not going to be able to really get through the traps effectively. I might be able to go around that way and do it. I'm not sure. You know what? I'm gonna put some doors further back this way. That's door, carbon. I'm gonna do it back here. Or I could put one on either side this way. That way they can go through the gates really quickly on the left and the right, and then come in here. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, I'm gonna have you construct the wooden fortification. And then I'm gonna have her construct this one as well. Alright, so I have fast travel ways through the trap field this way, and then I'll have fast travel ways through this way. Which I already kind of have in place. But that should enable the enemies to want to go through the traps more. We'll see how it works out. It's the other reason I don't want to do too much concrete, because now I have 2 broken walls. Yeah. And I'm still upgrading the rest of it. So I don't have concrete on hand, like I would want anyways. Alright, so these still need to die. Still haven't had a wedding, that's weird. Alright, we're 44 minutes in. Getting close to the end of the video now, you guys. So, what was that? 2, 3 attacks that we managed to withstand. Something like that. So yeah, I almost prematurely ended this series. Yeah. I've been kind of burning myself out on it, which is why I decided to take the break that I did for a month. I was literally... Like, it would have been this video, too, which is the funny thing. I recorded this video, which is why I said this is, like, the 5th time I've recorded. I recorded the video, and I got everybody dead. Everybody was dead. Katina, Ken, Rita, Samantha, Edmund, Vicente, and Yoko all died during one attack, because I decided to just, like, leave them right here. I was tired. I didn't have any other ideas for the base, but I've got some things now that I've had a month to think about it. Um, so I just left him here and let him die. And Simon literally almost died too. He was like 10 HP, and I was like, "Come on, Simon, die, die, die!" And then the robot saved him, and he got back to full health. So then I marched him over here to the nest, and still he didn't die. No, he was unconscious for a while, and then he starved to death. Now, he didn't bleed to death; he starved to death from being unconscious. Yeah, that's how Simon went. Everybody else though, they went to Valhalla, but I didn't like it. I didn't like the fact that I chose the easy way out. And this is a survival series. It's not a survive until you're bored series. It's a survival series, which means we have to go until the game kills me, not until I decide I'm done. But with that said, since we are 14 years in, I'm not going to do any other playthroughs of this, okay? And here's why. I've already looked into all the other things that I've discussed. For instance, the wanting to do a series with some mods and then another series with all of the modifiers on. Now, I've looked at the modifiers and they're not all that great, to be honest. The game rules. You have one, there's only three that I was really interested in. One gives you the ability to have two extra people, which honestly, there is no soft cap to how many people you can have. So just by doing these expeditions, you can continue to amass your people, like this abandoned camp, but it's abandoned, so there's probably nobody there. But you can continue to send your people out and have a chance of more people coming on, even after 8. So I might focus that a little bit. Honestly, with 8 people, I have more people than I know what to do with. Everybody's got something going on. Everything is being handled now. Bases being constructed thanks to Vicente and Ken's assistance to Samantha, which at the same token, my farm hasn't suffered. You know, since Vicente is the farmer, it hasn't suffered, as I've had Rita doing a little bit of work, and I've had these drones just going dumb. The more drones you have, the better off you are. But we're finally under the 1,000 concrete requirement. 939, you guys. One more video, and we're going to be back into the production stage of resources. I mean, it's always a production stage of resources, but the surplus is never there, as I always have something going on. But I'll finally be able to get a surplus. I want to try and amass a collection of all various resources before I, go dumb and do another building spree. I want to get the outer wall, contained and built up. I want to get this central little spine of the trap secured, upgraded. And then I want to work on the base itself, as I have plans for the roof. This entire section is going to be another floor, and then there's going to be a carbon fiber ceiling, which is going to help out with my power production. Speaking of, I haven't looked at that in a long time. Okay, so we're still double, almost triple. Nice. Nope. We're almost triple. Almost triple production to consumption, which is perfect. If you've got at least 2 times, you're good to go, generally, unless it's all one type of energy source. Like if you have nothing but solar panels, you're screwed if you've got 2 times power. Now don't get me wrong, when you've got the sun out, you are going to be charging up those batteries fast AF, but the solar is really where the power helps out. You have this somewhat constant rate 24/7, day and night, allowing these batteries to stay charged for longer. So by incorporating both types, you will benefit so much. You'll always have power. Always. Doesn't matter. Solar events come through. You get a heat wave that just stops all the wind generation. You will always have power. Now, it might be a bit close at times, but you'll always have power. All right. Ceiling lamps going down somewhere around here. I don't see it. Oh well. Alright. And so now I need to start thinking about start thinking about where to end this, you guys. We just hit our 50-minute mark, and that's when I start trying to figure out where I can potentially end my videos. I don't want them to end abruptly while I'm in the middle of something. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow them to continue doing the reconstruction. Looks like this over here is done. And yeah, they're getting to work on the reconstruction process of the perimeter wall. Perfect. So you guys, it's finally coming together. We're finally getting the base perimeter upgraded to concrete. Just the perimeter, I know. It's a start. It's a start. But it'll come together. It'll really come together nicely. You gotta just, gotta have faith, you guys. I have all the faith in my base. This thing hasn't let me down yet. And it just gets better with every playthrough. But if you take anything away from my base, anything at all, at least incorporate, like, this section here. Just one section. One section will do. Even if it's just this one here. As you see, when they're going back and forth, and they're getting bled, and they're getting stuck, it gives you a chance to thin out the ones that come towards you, while letting these ones, you know, slowly bleed to death, so that when they do get to right here, it's just one shot and they're dead. Yeah, it's all about spreading out the units, you guys. You don't want them to focus like this. I mean, even though they did focus like this, I did manage to get a lot of them killed because I had a pulse rifle here, and plenty of snipers shooting in. But it was because they'd already taken so much damage while coming through the traps that I was able to kill them at this stage. Now, had everything just come barreling down a long tunnel here, I'd have been dead. 100%, I'd have died. I'd have died a long time ago. But, yeah. Like I said, if you at least take anything away from my base, the defenses, give them a try. They won't disappoint you. Alright, so I was only able to do my own recording here tonight, you guys. Not my usual 3. Like I said, now that I've got a stockpile of content, it's time to start focusing on quality over quantity. You know, the quality is very important. Quantity is nice in the get-go. It gives you guys something to watch. It gives you a lot of somethings to watch. But now that I'm at that stage, to where I've got a couple hundred videos on the channel, I've got a couple different series, I can start focusing on at least one video a night. That way I can stay a month ahead, at the very bare minimum. And if I'm able to produce 2 videos a night, amazing. That's not my goal anymore, though. I'm not trying to produce as much as I can. I'm trying to produce something good. But, you know, my commentary style it's off. It's a little different. I like to talk to you about a variety of things. You know, the in-life shenanigans, and giving you something to compare your life to, and letting you know that your lives aren't all that bad. My life isn't the greatest. It could be worse. It could. 100% it could. Without a shadow of a doubt, get worse. Oh yeah. And it can get worse and worse and worse. But it could also get better. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like for me. You know, you're not only doing it for me, you're doing it for you. Especially if you're not subscribed to the channel. Hitting that like button ensures that you continue to see more of my content showing up on your front page. Now, if you really, really love the content and the commentary, consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free for you, and it's everything to me. It's not everything to me. I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. I could not gain another subscriber, and I will still be happy, and I will still be doing this for you. As this is what I like to do. It gives me something to do with my disability. Living, everybody thinks that when you retire, life is great. Life is boring. Oh my God, life sucks when there's no work. When you're out of work, you're like, man, I miss work. And I used to jump out of airplanes and shoot people in the face for a living. God, I miss work. Alright, you guys, that's enough from me for this video. We're at day 14 of year 14, hour 1. Seems like a fitting place to stop, if any. So again, if you liked the content, smash that like. Tickle that subscribe button. And if you've done all that, turn the notification bell on. That way, you can be alerted to every night, for me anyway, at 11 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. I upload one video every single night, without fail. And I'm gonna continue this process, one video a night, without fail, because you guys deserve something to watch. You guys deserve quality content. I'm not saying I'm quality, but I'm working on it. So, with all of that out of the way, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I really do. I hope you guys take care and you stay safe in this crazy world that we find ourselves living in. You never know. Nobody ever knows when it's going to be our time to go. Especially now, with all the craziness going on in our world. No, you guys, but enough ranting and raving out of me. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. You guys take care, you stay safe. Smack that like button, tickle the subscribe button, hit that bell. Stay tuned. There'll be more content coming your way. Until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.